And we want to thank the French Institute too for having us and enabling this discussion on digital art and NFTs. At Art From Future, we believe that NFTs are a great tool for bringing people together from online to offline, from offline to online as well, from France to Finland too. And we think digital art is a great way of improving international cooperation and cultural exchanges as well. And we have built tonight's exhibition with this idea in mind. We think that the artists that we chose to represent on the side here, behind in the other room, and also there's one in the room behind me, represent the diversity and the richness that exists in the NFT ecosystem. And I have here tonight with me two outstanding women artists. There's Jessy, who's the founder of Art From Future. She'll tell us more about it just later. And Jenny, just here, who's an artist who received tremendous success in the NFT sphere. Emma is also here with us. She's an NFT specialist, and she has experience opening and running an NFT gallery here in Helsinki. And I am Leila Kibi. I'm a Web3 consultant. I also create art, and I co-organize the event with Art From Future. But before we go any further, we're curious to know who in the audience know already what's an NFT. Do you guys have some idea? Not so much. Okay, well, maybe Jessy, or in the panel, we can ask you to say very quickly what's an NFT in a few words.
Hi, everyone. So for me, an NFT is basically a digital certificate of authenticity that's registered on the blockchain, and that can be linked to a digital file like an MP4, a JPEG, a GIF, or to physical artwork.
Thank you. Do you agree with that definition, or do you use NFT differently? Just the same? Okay. Thank you. Well, maybe Jessy can get started and explain to us what you do with Art From Future, and who are you?
Sure. Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming today. Thank you, Leila, for making this event happen with me. I'm Jessy, and I'm the founder of Art From Future, but I also do lots of things in the NFT space. I'm also the co-founder of Girls Revolution, which is a community that aims to bring more women in the field of art and Web3. I'm also a curator, an artist, and a collector, and I'm a monthly co-host in the biggest NFT podcast in France called NFT Morning. And I'm also a host in the podcast of Art From Future, which is called GM Station. I started my career as an artist, so I studied fine arts in France. I actually studied painting. And after I graduated, I noticed how difficult it is to earn a living as an artist. So I went to business school, and there I discovered blockchain. But I really fell into the rabbit hole of the whole NFT thing. In 2021, when I was hanging out on Clubhouse and being just bored at home, I really fell in love with the idea of Web3 and how NFTs are sort of giving back the power to creators and also bringing new collectors in the art market. And for some of them, people who never went in an art gallery or a museum. So I truly believe that Web3, NFTs, DAOs, and everything are going to disrupt the art market like never before.
Thank you. And so with Art From Future, can you say a word about what you do with the artists?
Yeah, so Art From Future basically is a global community of Web3 artists, collectors, founders, thinkers, and even newbies, like people who are just interested in Web3. And what we do is that we help each other navigate in the NFT space but we also built decentralized art events together in the metaverse and in real life. So for example, this event wasn't built just by me. It was built with Leila and with other people from the community who live in other countries. We also have a podcast called GM Station, and it's community driven. So if you want to join our Discord, for example, you can decide to invite someone to interview on Twitter Space, and you can become a co-host. We had our last Metaverse exhibition like a week ago, and it's actually still going on. We made an open call on Twitter, and we got more than 200 applications, and 5 curators from our community picked 50 artists, or about 50 artists, and then the community made the last decisions by voting on their favorite artists. We made this exhibition in an open metaverse called Proto World. And how about you, Leila? When did you discover NFTs, and when did you start using them?
Yeah, I started collecting images online 10 years ago, maybe. I've always been fascinated by digital art, and when social network began to become a thing, I just collected images and saved them on my laptop. I had images from Facebook, but Tumblr mostly. I created dozens of blogs, and I saved the images on hard drives, but it was just sitting there, and I was not doing much with it. Although I had this compulsivity of accumulating images, I had kind of a digital Diogenes syndrome, maybe. But then with NFTs, I found a way of displaying my images, and also as an artist, the art that I was creating was not physical only anymore, but by putting it online, I could find a way of adding value to it and find a financial retribution as well. And that's how I joined Art From Future too. I took part in the exhibition that we saw just before. And at Art From Future, I found a way of displaying my images, joining a community, and also make friends and sell my art online. There were some ideas or barriers at the beginning when I was not knowing so much, but on platforms like Objects, which is the one we use with Art From Future, or Tezos, which is our favorite blockchain too, there's a very low barrier at the entry, and that's how I got into it.
Yeah, I have to say that same for me, because people tend to have the idea that when you want to start selling or buying NFTs, you need to have a lot of money. But actually on Tezos, I started with $20 and I bought like maybe, I don't know, 50 artworks, because some artworks cost like less than $1. So I think that this is so amazing for artists and also new collectors. And I mean, it's not because an artwork costs $5 that it means that it's bad. Some of the artworks that I bought gained a lot in values, and I don't even care about the value. I mean, I think it's really cool, and I really encourage anyone who's a little bit curious about NFTs to start on the Tezos blockchain for sure.
Also, you said we are organized in a decentralized way, so can you say more about DAOs?
Yeah, for sure. So a DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization. It's basically an organization where all the rules are encoded as a smart contract, and then people can just like vote on decisions. So usually people own a token, and then they get the right to vote. Nowadays, Art From Future is not yet this decentralized, so we're not a DAO, but we call ourselves a DAO wannabe, because that's what we want to become in like the next maybe year or year and a half. And basically, we work as a DAO, so anything we do inside of the community is like everyone gets to vote. Everyone has a voice. It's not me who takes all of the decisions. So for example, if we organize an exhibition, we're going to vote on the theme of the exhibition, on the prices of the works, on which metaverse we're going to use, how we're going to market the show, etc. So I think that's really cool for artists and people who get to participate. And also, when we talk about curators, we don't just work with curators who have an art history degree. Anyone can become a curator. If you're just like interested in art and if you're motivated, you can, become a curator, part of Art From Future. What I love about DAOs and Web3 communities is that it facilitates equal access to exhibitions, events, and collectors for artists. So in our exhibitions, we have artists that are more and less famous, but they all get to access the same collectors, and they all get to sell their artworks at the same price. And this is something that doesn't really exist in the traditional art world because it's really small, and I mean, there's just a few artists who get all of the attention and who can sell their art for a higher price to bigger collectors. But in Art From Future, it's really different. And the last point that I really enjoy is that we don't need any validation from any intermediary. If we want to organize an event or anything, we just like get together, brainstorm about it online, and then we just make it happen. So yeah.
Like this event that we are making together. Yeah, I agree. That's also, like I was saying, it brings people and artists together in a way that facilitates the access to art, which was usually a market for just people who knew about it, or there was a barrier at the entrance that's being erased with NFTs. Maybe Emma, you can add a word now. Can you, as an NFT specialist, can you maybe introduce yourself first in the way you prefer?
Yes, so hi, and thanks Jessy and Leila for organizing this event. I'm Emma. I'm an NFT and luxury industry specialist. I graduated last April from Aalto University School of Business as an MSc graduate, and my thesis topic was the future of luxury fashion through NFTs. So today I focus on leading and scaling luxury businesses towards future and towards Web3.
And so how did you get into NFTs and blockchain? How did you go from luxury to Web3?
So I was first introduced to NFTs in 2017, and thanks to my rather curious nature, it was an endless rabbit hole from there on. And when I started my studies in Aalto, I specialized in luxury. And I started to investigate especially the issues the industry is facing nowadays. And it seemed logical that Web3 could solve many of these and also provide endless opportunities for the industry.
So, for example, which benefits would you see for artists or for brands in NFTs?
Well, I think two key benefits for artists are the increased independency and creativity in the space. So with NFT art, there is no physical boundaries, nor is there any cost of material, which is very easy and of course increases the creative ideas. And then, as Jessy mentioned earlier, the increased independency. In traditional art market, if an artist wants to break through, they need to run to galleries, to studios, and beg for their work to be displayed. And in addition, usually the gallery takes a hefty cut of the profits. So by creating NFT art, you're in control of your own work. You create what you want, when you want, where you want. And not only do you get the profits, but also the resale royalties.
Do you also collect digital art? As
Yes.
a fellow collector, which one are your favorites?
Yeah, I collect many, and I collect also physical art. And I think what's interesting is that when buying physical art, it's like 90% the looks. Of course, the name of the artist plays a big role and the story behind it. But when collecting NFTs, I tend to focus mostly on the community and also the utilities that the NFTs provide.
Yeah, I also just by the art I resonate with the most on from artists I like, or if there's a vibe that I'm enjoying, I just collect it. And on blockchains, which such as the ones we're using, it's just so easy to add something to your collection and support an artist in the same way. And also as a collector, there's the gallery that I'm creating online. I think it says so much about who you are or what you like. It's kind of a digital identity. It's a part of you that's exposed online, which is also something I enjoy. But also, Emma, you run your gallery in Helsinki. So how did that happen? How did you go from online to physical?
So I think now we're in bear market in the NFT industry, and everybody is rather scared, and the traditional media tends to label NFTs as scams and pyramid schemes. And I think much of that is due to the scarcity of understanding. People are afraid of something they don't understand. And I get it, because it is hard to think what NFT is when there is nothing tangible here. And I've always had a passion for combining the traditional with the innovations. And I think by building a physical space, you give something tangible and approachable to people. And that's why we wanted to create this physical NFT gallery place where people could come and discuss and learn from the industry. And of course, into a nice art too.
And so what was the art you were showing at the gallery?
We had a combination of emerging artists and more established ones. But of course, we wanted to focus on the young talents that really had perhaps struggled to break through, and to educate them on how to become independent. And most importantly, for many, art is passion, but they don't know how to make a business out of their passion, and NFTs enable that.
What were the reactions or maybe the impact you had on artists or on the audience? Could you feel a difference?
Yes, so I was very pleasantly surprised about the reception we got. It was very warm, open, and also curious. Some people came in were NFT pros already, and they were just so happy that there was a space where they could come and meet like-minded individuals and discuss all things Web3. But also there were people who had never heard of NFT, they was just walking by and curious about it. And after a discussion with them, they were very open about it. They wanted to learn more. And I think that's a sign of succeeding in what we wanted to create.
And so now, how do you see the future with the blockchain, with NFTs? Do you think it's the future of art or the future of collections?
Yes, I do. Of course, I wouldn't be here otherwise speaking. But I want to say that I don't think digital art will never replace physical art, and I don't think people should think of the two as competitors. Instead, I think both can benefit from each other. But yes, I do believe that in the future there will be a digital version of every museum, and people can buy a digital version of their favorite art.
Is there any changes that you would like to see or any evolution in the technology that you're hoping for?
Yes. I think the biggest issue facing the industry today is that it's created by coders to coders, not from people to people. So it's rather hard to understand, and the user experience is, well, not the best to say the least right now. So I think in order for this to become something that will reach the mass adoption, the user experience must be simplified and education is needed. And also I think we could get rid of the almost cult-like NFT lingo that is very hard to understand for many. I hope maybe in 5 years we don't even use the word NFT and instead say proof of ownership, for example.
Maybe. I hope it's great to have your opinion because you acted as a middleman as a gallery, but it's also great to have you, Jenny, so you can say as an artist, what's your experience? Maybe you can introduce yourself in the way you prefer, or what do you do in NFTs?
Yeah, my name is Jenny, and I'm an artist, and I create pieces by combining digital painting with AI. And I've been doing art all my life, but my education and background is in graphic design. And I also worked as a designer and animator in branding and marketing, and that was all about for 13 years. But the art has been always been my number one thing, and I had dreamed to become full-time artist one day, and 2021 it was possible because of NFTs. So, yeah, here I'm and living my dream, basically.
That's so cool. So when did you first hear about NFTs? Was it also during the pandemic?
It was around 2020, 21 change when my friend sent me a message. Hi Jenny, have you heard about NFTs? And I was like, nope. And I first thought it's some kind of scam or something because it sounded too good to be true. But then I started to learn more about it, and yeah, it was something that had been missing, and I fell in love with immediately. So, yep.
And on which marketplace did you start selling your NFTs?
I started with the Tesos also, so it was the cheapest, but my very first mint was on ETH. It was this test mint, how does the blockchain work? But the gas fees at that time, they were so insane, so I thought, oh my god, this is impossible to start. So gladly my college, he told me about Tesos and Hikenank. That's gone now, but rest in peace Hikenank and stuff. But yeah, that's where I started, and yeah, I've been loving the Tesos also because it's really affordable to start.
Yeah, so your works are mainly on Tezos nowadays, or do you also have another part that is on ETH?
Yeah, I have also on ETH, like also both. So and I also have on VET, that is VeChain based. So most of my works are on Object and Tesos blockchain, and then second most are on Makerspace. But I also have on the VeChain that's based on the VET, and it's called Wordle V, and also on Super Rare. So I have multiple places, and I have them listed on my page. So, yep.
And do you know who are your collectors? Where do they live, or not at all?
Uh, I think I know the most because I'm really chit-chatty person that I start to talk with everyone. So I send them message and say hi and thank you, and then we start to talk, and then takes like 5 hours, and like, oops, there's the like time has gone. So so I know most, but then there's some people that are like anon, and they don't tell actually where they're from, and they want to be like mysterious. So, but mostly I know where they're from. So yep.
Are there many from Finland?
There's couple. I say yeah. One is Tommy, and hi Tommy if you hear this. So hi.
So cool. And here are two artworks that I picked. These are two works that I really love from your collection on Object, so on Tezos blockchain. Could you tell us more about these artworks? Like, how did you create them, and the message behind it?
Yeah. Both are from the Tesos blockchain, and the one on the left that is called 0152 AI. It's from my very first collection that is called 0000 AI, and the idea behind that collection started from AI, that I want to make this one big collection of 1,000 pieces that are like made individually. In the end, that it might take like 12 or 13 years to complete it, but it's this really long project. But yeah, and that piece, it came around time when the market crash came, so that's why it's the what is called like Death and Black Angel, Black Swan. So actually I can like give you a tip that there's something hidden in that piece. So that's one mystery in that piece, but I won't tell more. And the one on the right is called Redland. It's from the series called The Hue, and it's multi-chain series. So I will be releasing pieces on different chains. the yellow series is on wet, and the red series is on Tesos, and the blue one will be on ETH, and the middle colors will be 10 in the future, and I will tell more. But yeah, that's one piece from there.
Okay, thank you so much. Your works are really unique. So what kind of tools do you use to create them?
Yep. My main tools are digital painting, and I use Photoshop for the pieces, and I combine them with AI, and my main tool is Art Breeder. It's something that I found the first when I was trying to find the best tool to use AI, and when I found AI at first, I fell in love with also, because it was something that I had always been looking for in my art. I have tried every single style that is out there, from 3D to animation, but then when I found AI, it was this missing puzzle piece that we're missing. So basically, I'm using AI as like, this ink test, when you have this paper and you put ink on the paper and put it in half and open it, and you ask what's in this paper. So every person sees it differently, because they have been through different things in their life. So it's same with the AI. Like, there's this abstract form that you see differently depending who you are. So for me, it's like this inspiration of the work.
So you spoke about the app or whatever called Art Breeder.
Yeah.
Is it easy to use? Like, if there's any artists here who are interested of, maybe using these tools to create their artworks, is it complicated or is it accessible to anyone?
Yeah, Art Breeder, I can say it's really easy to use and accessible for everyone. It's free to use, but if you want to save your pictures in bigger size, then it costs a little bit. But I think that's a really good start, as you have unlimited amount of images you can generate there. As there's also other tools, and most newer tools, they're basically the diffusion-based AI. So those cost a little bit more, and then there's also the generative art that is purely code-based, but it's different kind of AI art. So there's many ways of using AI in your art.
And where did you get your inspiration from?
Yeah, it's from those AI generated images. So they basically are the inspiration at the same time. Yep.
And do you collect art as well?
I'm more of a creator. I collect pieces here and there, but then in real life I don't have really much material. So basically I have empty walls and just bed. So that's kind of it. Yeah.
Okay, and in an interview I read that you said that you really like minimalistic design and everything, and you basically don't have anything on your walls at home, but you really do love having maybe digital art, or you really understand the value of having owning something that's digital. And I think that there are many people in the space who still don't understand, for example, okay, if I buy an art NFT, it's going to be on my phone, but where do I put it? And how can you explain the value of collecting digital art?
Yeah, you could say the digital art is just one of new ways of making art. Just like music, you own the music piece that you buy from what are the marketplaces for the music? Oh my god, no. Spotify and that kind of stuff. You have subscription, and yet you don't have it in physical forms as before. The music, it was on the concerts and that kind of stuff, and then it turned to digital form. And also theater, it used to be on stages, and then it turned to movies. So basically everything is going in the digital form all the time. So it's the value isn't any different than the physical form. And also with NFTs and digital form art, you have this benefit. If your house burns and your painting is on your wall, then it's done and it's gone. And but if it's in digital form and your like phone burns down, then it's still in blockchain and like internet, so you don't lose it.
Yeah, that's so true. And also, I just want to add something on that is because I also collect a lot of art, and there's a lot of tools for collectors to display their art online, and free tools like on cyber.io, which is a free metaverse, and you can just like hang your art in a digital space, and I think it's super, super nice. Do you use it as well on cyber.io or Deca Art?
I have visited the galleries, but I don't have own gallery.
Okay.
Yep.
And also here's an artwork that I collected from you last year. It's one of my favorites. I'm just gonna put it, and maybe after you can say some words about it.
So this piece is called 1000. In NFT space, usually when you got 1,000 people or followers on Twitter or 10,000 and so on, you made this special piece. So when I got 1,000 followers on Twitter, I made this special piece. And with this one, I want to try combine all the skills that I have by like AI, digital painting, 3D, audio editing, and everything that I knew to make this piece come alive. So basically, it was this special piece for like every collector and people who had been supporting me on my journey. So, yep.
Yeah, it's really nice. I love it. It's going to be displayed during the last hour. And I have a last question for you. So if you had 3 advices for artists who would like to get started in the NFT space, what would it be?
I have more than 3, but let's start from something. So I think first thing would be good to learn what is crypto and how does blockchain and crypto work, and how to use it safely, because in crypto world there's really many scammers that try to steal your stuff, basically, as there's no like police in crypto space. So first thing first, learn what is crypto and how it's safe to use it, and from there learn what is NFT and how to use it. And best way to learn it is, of course, online and websites. And good thing is also like find your community, and that is like second point, like find your community, because there's so many people that are really helpful and nice, so they will help you when you ask just like how I do this and that. So find your community and people, because it's also a really big part of NFTs and the Web3 to find the people you like to be around. And then what there was else? I had something. Then just be yourself, be happy, kind, and humble, and listen. So that's kind of what I could like advise, I think.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Jenny. Now we're gonna let you scan. So this is a POAP that an artist from the community made just for the event. So a POAP is basically a proof of attendance protocol. It's an NFT that you cannot transfer to anyone else. It's free. And it will just kind of prove that you came to our event today, and it's going to stay on the blockchain forever. So feel free to just scan it.
Thank you all so much, Jessy, Jenny, and Emma, for coming, and thanks to the audience for following this conversation. We're happy to have you here, and please enjoy also the cocktail offered by the French Institute.
Yeah.